It's your favorite or least favorite Snow Himbo here, and thanks everybody for joining so far. Um, I bet you're probably wondering something like, "What the fuck are you doing here, Snow?" And I'll answer that question. Howdy, howdy, Extra. Um, so I kind of came up for an idea where I would just kind of stream video games that caught my eye. And I figured it'd be a cool kind of decompress from the week. We could hang out, play some video games together, chat. Um, and again, if there's any online games, y'all are more than welcome to join me, be part of the stream. I can definitely help you get set up for whatever things are coming down the pipeline here. And yeah, I'll try to keep the Marxism to a minimum. Wink. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I figured I'd just stream some stuff that's kind of on the radar. If this one goes super well, then I'm thinking for the next episode, we could probably get into Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, the new DLC that came out, The Lord of Nothing, which is really cool as well. But I'm gonna stick to stuff that's hopefully entertaining, and we can kind of hang out, kind of more of a chill vibe, and yeah. So, what am I playing today? Well, if you follow anything along like the gaming streamer side of things, you might see a lot of some of the more popular streamers kind of losing their mind over Project Quarm. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck is Project Quarm? And that's a really good question. So long story short, before there was World of Warcraft, before there was Elder Scrolls Online, all those popular MMOs that everybody kind of, thinks of nowadays, there was this game, a little game called EverQuest. And to this day, I will credit this game, and this might be an exercise in masochism, but I will credit this game in being the worst addiction I ever had in my life. And I'll go into where this game got so many things so right that is missing in MMOs today, massively multiplayer online RPGs, and why when you try and play something like World of Warcraft or something similar, you might feel yourself a little wanting, because games like this, kind of more old school games, kind of got a lot of things right that they could get a little more right, retrospectively. So I'm just going to get into it. Project Quarm is a private server. It's a private server for EverQuest. It was launched essentially, and for those who don't know, a private server for a video game is essentially like an alternative means of playing the actual game to what's being offered by the actual company. So if you play World of Warcraft, I'm sure you might have heard of like World of Warcraft private servers. They are fairly common across the gaming world. So this one is unique insofar as EverQuest has been a game that launched. It's been around for a while. It launched in 1999. So it's 2023 now, and holy fuck, I am old. Jesus. So point being, there's been a lot of changes over the years, and a lot of them were changes that not only I don't agree with, but a lot of the EverQuest community doesn't agree with either. Things that kind of encourage solo play and less social behavior, directions they took with everything from, game design to, art style, stuff like that. So a private server, in a way, is kind of a way of teleporting you back to a simpler time. Now, Daybreak, the company that currently owns EverQuest, they kind of understood what this was to a degree, insofar as they they released something called TLPs, called time lock progression servers. So essentially, what these are they're kind of like a screen, like kind of a screen cap of like a period in time. So some of these servers would start you back like how the game was literally back in 1999. And they were super attractive. I joined one, Finnegal, which was one of the ones that Daybreak released. And they basically took you back to, it was nostalgia farming, obviously. But, they took you back to a time where you might have enjoyed the game more than you do currently, or you may have quit and you want to come back and relive the glory days or whatever. This private server does it, but it does it in a way that is really interesting insofar as it essentially encompasses like the larger golden era of EverQuest, which is the normal game, and then moving forward it starts releasing expansions afterward, but it goes all the way up to Planes of Power. And Planes of Power was kind of the point where a lot of people dropped off. Heller, what is an EverQuest? An EverQuest is essentially WoW for boomers, or elder millennials, but some boomers. EverQuest, to explain a little further, was largely inspired by D&D, and it was essentially kind of, the vibe was, to break it down, what if we took everything cool about D&D and made it an online experience that everybody across the world could play on? Not the greatest time period to start this, obviously, because we had fucking dial-up at the time. And, the second mom picks up the phone, you're just logging back in after she's done, and there's your body, and your whole party's dead because you had to heal the team. It was a simpler time. But, yeah. Think World of Warcraft, but with a lot less training wheels, and I'll get into that a lot further as we go on here. But with no further ado, we're gonna dive into it, and I'm gonna involve y'all. Insofar as instead of me playing an existing character, I'm gonna start a new one right from the beginning, and I'm gonna kind of walk y'all through it and kind of explain why a lot of people consider this to be, still to this day, the greatest massively multiplayer online RPG. Some consider it the greatest role-playing game of all time. And I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna be explaining, where this game, like I said before, kind of hit the nail on the head, and where other games are kind of lacking, and why people keep coming back to this game. Because, at the end of the day, right now, EverQuest is still going. After my math might be bad, 24 years. 24 years for an online game is fucking insane. That's bonkers. But people are still, go look it up. Go look up the server population. It's still very much alive and kicking. And it's pretty much considered to be the grandfather of massively multiplayer online RPGs. So, without too much ado, we're going to get into it. So I'm just going to move a couple things around here. And we're going to select the better view. There we go. Okay. So like a lot of modern games, a lot of pretty much every role-playing game at this point, what you got is you start out with your character creation. And so you got Barbarian. Those are essentially like the Berserkers. They're supposed to represent like the Nordic people, I guess, but the developers kind of made them, I guess, Scottish. It's such an American thing to do, too. So they're kind of one of the stronger races. You've got Dark Elf. If you're more RPG oriented, you may know them better as Drow. Exact same thing. Like I said, this game is heavily inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So you've got them right there. They're more of a agility slash caster sort of race, as you may imagine. You got the nice dwarf. Oh my god. Sorry. So when you go to create a new character, they kind of just randomize like the type, as you can see, and oh my god, that some of these randomizations are extremely unfortunate. Anyway, so these are dwarves. Y'all know them. If you're into gaming, y'all love them. You know, short, stout, burly. Not much to say in terms of like charisma or intelligence, or not very agile either, to be honest. But you know, they've got the strength, they got the stamina, and they have a fair amount of wisdom. We'll go into stats in a little bit as well. We got erudite. So this is a really interesting race. A really interesting race. So it's essentially a human race. But they have like massive foreheads. So they're supposed to be like super intelligent kind of a super intelligent kind of people. As you can see over here, their intelligence is through the roof. The rest of their stats are a little more, you know, a little more minimal. So it was an interesting choice, interesting design to kind of, you know, like just make a person, but like they have like, you know, conehead shit going on. You got gnomes. If you play World of Warcraft, you are intimately familiar with the gnome race. So again, super intelligent, not bad on wisdom and charisma, and you know, fairly well-rounded stats all out, but they're tiny. Next, you got half-elves. So half-elves are essentially a combination of you know, it's when a human and a elf, either a wood elf or a high elf, you know, fall in love. When a man loves a woman or elf, you know, they have a kid. So it's kind of a hybrid. So the thing with high elves is, half elves, is that they've got pretty well-rounded stats across the board. Then you got halflings. You may know them more familiarly as hobbits, and they're absolutely hobbits. So they're obviously super agile, dexterous as well, but they have pretty high wisdom. Another very well-rounded race. You got high elves. High elves are obviously, you know, kind of more of a, if you play the Elder Scrolls series, or more akin to the Aldmeri, if you're aware of them. And they're essentially pretty close to pure caster class. They can be paladins, which are more of a tanky class, but you know, for the most part, they're your magic users. They also make really great clerics because they have really high wisdom, as you can see here. Next, you've got human, and I'm sorry, human just look fucking busted. I've always felt like this race looked really busted. They just look busted. And you can click random here, and yeah, they look busted. But they are the most well-rounded kind of race, which is kind of the case for most RPGs. You know, they got strength, stamina, agility, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, charisma. It's pretty much across the board the same. And whatever plus stats are dependent on the class you choose. So if you want kind of like an average, like across the board kind of balanced dungeons and himbos. I should have called it that, for real. So yeah, across the board, that's for human. You've got Ixar, so we can't make this until they drop the next expansion in the because it is kind of a progression server and a private server. It's a lot of servers in one. But these are essentially lizard people. Not the kind that rule the world, mind you. These are different. There's a pretty vast lore behind them. But essentially, the cool thing about them is they have advanced regeneration capabilities, which means they regenerate their hit points at a faster degree than most other races, except for one other, which is not as good, but pretty close. Next, you've got Ogre. Now, ogres are pretty much, there's no other way to refer to them. They're ogres. They're giant hulking behemoths. They have terrible charisma, as you can see here. It's garbage, but like, how is that charismatic? It's not. It's never charismatic. That's like run and hide because it's gonna put you in a stew. You know, there's no charm in this. Is never gonna be an actor unless it's like a concept actor. But if you look at their strength and stamina, it's off the fucking charts. So these are your bruisers. If you want to just roll a warrior or a shadow knight, which I'll get to later, and just go to town, this is your go to town race. Okay, they're tanks, they're dumb. That's that. Next, you got Troll, which is pretty much on the same level. However, like I mentioned with Ixar, they have advanced regeneration abilities, as trolls normally do when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons. If you're aware of the game, trolls are notorious for being able to kind of regenerate any sort of injuries or wounds they have incurred in battle. And these are no exception, because when you sit down and you go to recover your hit points, you'll find that you'll recover them at a much faster rate. So you can see similarly, they are super strong, have a lot of stamina. Agility and dexterity are okay. And then when it comes to wisdom and intelligence, they're no Rhodes scholars. And then similarly, charisma, I mean, fucking, like, look at that shit. Okay? That's like, I don't even know how to describe that. That's just, yeah, like, there's no being charismatic when you look like something that's plotting to destroy the world, right? So, next you've got Vashir. So this is a cool race. It's not coming for a bunch of expansions, but they're basically cat people. So they've got really high agility and dexterity, which you would probably guess. But they also got really good strength. They're very well-rounded. And yeah, this race comes from a moon, which I'll get into further detail later. And then finally, you've got your wood elves. Now, wood elves are those types of elves that, have cities in the trees. If you've enjoyed the Elder Scrolls series, this might start to ring some bells. At the end of the day, they're super agile. They're fairly intelligent. They're quite wise, being a very old race, as most elves are. And they have kind of average strength and stamina. Nothing to write home about, but they're kind of the go-to with being another well-rounded race. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to explain the different classes. And I'm going to use human because they can basically do every class except two. So, got a pirate dude here rocking it. So bards are essentially the jack of all trades, and they're the masters of none. If you know what a bard is, if you're familiar with RPG lore, they're the musical types. They're really cool in EQ insofar as they have a lot of really cool abilities that they can kind of juggle, but they're not really perfect at one or another. This game looks dumb. Oh, thank you, planeofmischief.com. I agree, this game looks very dumb. I hate it too, as I'm sure you do as well. With your... Yeah, it's Bristlebeam. Okay. Yeah, bards are jack of all trades, masters of none. They're fucking amazing at training people. I'm kidding. I'm actually not kidding. I'll get into what training is a little later. Everybody loves that. Next, we got cleric. So if you're familiar with D&D, this is your healer type. Their primary stat is wisdom. They heal people, but another cool thing, and I'll get into some of the more masochistic elements of this game in a bit, but they can also bring you back from the dead. Now, why is that important? Well, because unlike the games you may have played in the past that are online, when you die, it actually matters, because after a certain level, you lose experience. So in most RPGs, you gain experience while you kill monsters, complete quests, etc., etc. If you die, you actually lose experience, and it's so bad that you can lose levels. I once got into a death loop. My fault, really. I bound myself in the wrong place, but I lost 5 levels. I eventually bounced back after a severe depression that lasted a long time. But yeah, so they have a lot of good buffs too. They can cast spells that increase like your armor, you know, and your armor class, so the ability you have to defend yourself. Next, you got Druid. I'm gonna go to Wood Elf for Druid just because doing it with human just feels weird. I know, it's a little on the X side. So Druids are kind of your tree-hugging, nature-loving people. They're a pretty well-rounded class too. They can cast spells, they can cast healing spells, damage spells to hurt monsters. They can also teleport everywhere, which is really useful because in this game, especially in the earlier expansions, getting around's a bitch. It's a lot of running. You don't run very fast, and the game is massive. So being able to teleport from one location to another is actually something that players will pay for, literally. So they're really cool. Let's see, next, Enchanter. So, if you're familiar with online role-playing games in general, you may be familiar with the term CC. CC meaning crowd control. Enchanters are kind of the masters at that. They can, essentially, if your party gets overwhelmed with way too many monsters, or as you call it here, in other places, mobs, your Enchanter's the go-to for kind of helping you manage that. They can not only charm monsters so they can fight on your side, but they can also mesmerize them so that they kind of just stand there and they don't beat the fuck out of your tank, who's already at like 20%, and your healer's on a mana anyway, so oh my god, what are we even doing here? Sorry, flashback. But they also have really cool abilities. They can make you faster. They can help you regenerate mana quicker as well. I always love having an Enchanter in my group. I would consider it a staple by far. They are a difficult class to get started with. I would not recommend this if you're just getting into EQ. If you're looking to join Project Quarm, would not recommend Enchanter as a starting class. You need to learn the mechanics of this game first, in my personal opinion, before you start something that's more advanced like this. Go for it if you like, though. Go nuts. They also have kind of a pet. I say kind of a pet insofar as, like, it doesn't really do anything other than follow you around and then defend you if you get punched in the face. And it's kind of weak. But they can charm enemies, which arguably makes them the best pet class in that regard. Next, you have Magicians. Magicians are... Oh, I have Paladin selected. Magicians are a really interesting class insofar they're kind of... one of my guildmates described them as a wizard that took up datering. They're a class that is kind of the master of summoning. So they can summon food, they can summon weapons, they can summon all sorts of different things. They can summon different types of pets that are elemental based. They do a lot of elemental based damage. So they can summon like a fire elemental, which is really cool because that has like a damage shield on it. And it's more of like a damage sort of pet. Then they can summon like an earth pet that's more of a tank. They can summon a wind pet that's more along the lines of something that can like stun and interrupt enemies, so on, so forth. So next we've got the monk. Now, if you play Baldur's Gate 3 or again D&D or any other role-playing class, really, you're probably aware of a monk. They're the martial arts, kung fu, fighting classes. But in EQ specifically, they excel at a role called pulling. And essentially what pulling is it's the process of grabbing monsters in a dungeon and bringing them back to the party without aggroing pretty much the whole like dungeon so that you get overwhelmed with monsters. They do this with an ability called Feign Death, which is essentially, if you play World of Warcraft, you've kind of seen this with a hunter class. What it is essentially is it's an ability to play dead. So the monster that's attacking you stops attacking you and kind of goes back to its post, which is really useful because you can make use of this to kind of safely pull like 1 or 2 monsters back to your party so you can take them down efficiently instead of getting overwhelmed. So they're really cool. Very high damage class as well, and until later expansions, they're actually pretty good at tanking too. They can take some hits. They've got some pretty good mitigation, especially at some point in time where they can wear plate. I will not ruin that for you. We will get there as we progress. Next, we've got Necromancer. Now, Necromancer, and it's only fitting that I select Drow for this. Necromancer is essentially your Master of the Dead class. They have a really cool undead pet that can do a shitload of damage and eventually turns into a Grim Reaper, which is really cool too. They have mastered vampiric abilities such as Life Tap, and they are the one of the masters of dots, which is damage over time spells. Damage over time spells essentially are spells that you cast on a mob, and it does damage to them slowly as opposed to like a fireball that does all the damage right up front. This does it slowly, and you can cast multiple ones of these to really help quickly whittle down a monster that has excuse me, a monster that has like higher hit points. As well, they've got some really neat abilities such as being able to summon your corpse. We'll get into that in a little bit as I explain the differences between this game and more modern MMOs that you might be more used to. So next on the list, we have Paladin. Now, Paladin's your standard holy warrior. If you're familiar with RPGs, you're definitely going to be familiar with Paladins. You know, and they're pretty standard across the board as well. You know, they can cast some healing spells. They can take a hit or two. They can cast pretty much lower level versions of the cleric, those kind of spells. That's cool. I personally love the class. I think they're super fun. I'm gonna kind of race through this just so we can get into it. So Ranger is essentially your archer class. It might be a little confusing in this game just because I've always felt that the archery ability itself is a little underutilized until like later on as the game progresses with expansions. But essentially they're kind of part warrior, part druid, part rogue. So they can cast like lower level druid spells, which is really cool, except for like teleports. So like heals, you know, some damage over time spells. They can cast Spirit of the Wolf, which is a really nifty spell that increases your movement speed. And yeah, they're essentially your bow and arrow class with some cool nature-y abilities. You've seen this archetype all over the place, I'm sure. Now, Rogue is your archetypal sneaky thief type. They can sneak around, hide, become invisible. They can pickpocket. They can deliver nasty backstabs from behind, which is really cool as well. You know, so that's really cool also. Yeah, if you want a damage dealing class, if you want just some fucking DPS, this is your go-to right here. Next, we've got Shadow Knight. Now, just for full transparency, this is my favorite class in EverQuest. I love this class. I've never had more fun in my life. Shadow Knights are essentially your dark warrior type. So like Death Knights when it comes to World of Warcraft. They are essentially a combination of the warrior and the necromancer, so they can cast life tap spells, which are really cool. They also have a whole line of aggro spells to direct the monster's attention to you, which is really neat also. They also have kind of a pet that I personally just use for pulling because it doesn't really serve a purpose outside of that. Highly recommend this class. It is super, super fun. See here. Next, we've got Shaman. Now, Shaman's a really cool class as well. They're essentially considered like the buffing class. They're, one would argue, unparalleled when it comes to buffs. They can increase your strength, your stamina, but as well, they can also slow enemies so they attack slower. They got a really cool wolf pet, and they have a trade skill that is unique to them called Alchemy. All in all, a really fun class as well. And next, I gotta pick Ogre for this bitch. You got Warrior. So Warrior is essentially the best tank in the game. I would argue, I'm not gonna simp for Shadow Knights too hard, but Warriors are essentially like your fighter class. You know, they use weapons, they take the hits, they take the blows, they have damage mitigation abilities. You know, they're pretty straightforward. I wouldn't recommend this either as a starting class, just because, you know, getting started, this is a hard class to kind of, you know, break into, because they don't really have a lot of abilities off the start. Basically just pressing auto attack and you're going for it. And lastly, we have the Wizard. Now, the Wizard's your magic damage dealer, but the cool thing is the Wizard can also teleport people, which is really cool too. Because the way EQ set it up, Wizards can teleport to a lot of places that Druids cannot, and vice versa. So they kind of complement each other in a way that, like, you know, if you want to teleport to a general area, but maybe in another kind of location in that general area, this is your go-to. All right, so without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to make a new character right off the bat. And I would like to involve everybody in this process, if I can. So right off the bat, type a comment in the chat if after what I've described, you'd like me to create a character of one of these races and one of these classes. Because I'm open to it. I've played most of them. Actually, this is sad, but I've kind of played all of them now. So if y'all have any suggestions on what you want to see me start out with, feel free to chime in. It looks like we're a little shy tonight. That's all good. I'm gonna go with something random in that case then. Oh, let's see. What combination have I never played before? That is kind of user friendly. Let's see. We want to do Barbarian. The only problem with Barbarian is their starting zone is honestly like, it's honestly like super difficult, because the problem is they can't really see in the dark, and it's dark as fuck. And there's like really scary. One cool thing that EQ did right that I kind of miss in modern MMOs is like they weren't afraid to put like a high level mob in a zone where like newbies are just trying to, you know, make it in the world, and then this high level thing just comes out of nowhere and just kills you in one shot. And I missed that. Does that make me a masochist? Probably. But yeah, let's see here. I've never, you know what? I've never actually played a human character. Like in any, I don't think I've ever played a human character in like any RPG thing ever, actually. Or we could go the dark route and play an ogre or a troll. But I feel like that's a little less exciting. Or that could be more exciting. Nope, can't create a beast lord yet. Let's see. What am I not familiar with? I want to start out as much of a noob as y'all are, because I'm probably just getting your toes wet by getting you into this. So let's see. We could play a Dark Elf, because I know that's like super sexy, especially with Baldur's Gate 3 being out soon. Not soon, but being popular lately. Yeah, let's play a Dark Elf and let's play a Magician. And the cool thing is, for a game that was this old, character customization was actually pretty dope. So let's just go with Red Eyes, just because I love, Morrowind. Make a Dunmer. Let's make a beard. Can you even do beard color? No, you can't. Okay. We're going to go with the Magician. And the cool thing about this as well is you can actually hit get name, and it just randomizes a name that's like kind of race appropriate. So as you can see, they're kind of like drow-esque sort of names. We're going to make custom name. I wonder if we can get away with just marks. It's a private server, so you never know. Alright, so we're going to do a Magician. Should we do a Magician or a Necromancer? I'm actually kind of feeling more of a Necromancer. Actually, no, let's do a Magician. They got cool pets too. Alright, so I personally like to put at least 5 points into stamina for any class, just because a little bit more hit points I find kind of carries you further than you would assume. And we're going to dump everything else into intelligence, because that determines our mana pool. Let's see if I can get away with marks. It would be amazing if I could. You also have religions, by the way, which is cool. I'm going to go with agnostic, though, because religions do have a downside insofar as it can kind of lock you out of different content. All right, let's see if we can get away with those. Damn it! All right. What about Kami? Can I do Kami? Yes! Oh, we're Kami, y'all. All right. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking go. All right. Kami, #1 Magician. Let's do this. God damn. Sorry, y'all. Thanks for hanging in there with that half-an-hour introduction. All right, so this is kind of what you see right up. The adorable thing about this game, and this might really weird out people who are younger. It had a music player in the game that you could literally add songs to from your PC, and it would play music in the game. Pro gamer move is hand in your note and smack a guard for free points neck tulos. Yeah. The cool thing is, it can be so annoying to get around in this game that a lot of people will literally just attack a guard and get fucked up. At least until the level where you have to go back and get your corpse, which I'll come into in a little bit. Yeah, that actually is a pro gamer move that I might follow. Right, so this is you starting out in the world. Might be a little similar to other MMOs. You just kind of pop in there with little to nothing. Got a dagger. Shows your damage and your delay. So damage is what it is. Delay is As a rule, just put a decimal in between these two numbers because 24 is essentially 2.4 seconds. So it kind of gives you like a good indication of like how fast or how slow this thing's going to hit. As a necromancer, melee is not going to be super important for you because you'll have a pet doing that as well. And spoiler alert, the mob will probably not be hitting you either because it'll not only be moving very slowly, but it'll be running away from you. But more on that in a little bit. So you start out with a couple spells that you got to scribe and a tattered note. Seek out Jaina Debias of the Spurned. She is a master magician in the Tower of the Spurned. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I forgot we did mage instead of necro. My bad. Give her this note and she will tutor you in the ways of magic. So without any quest markers or anything, you just gotta go fucking find this person. They don't give you anything other than that. That's it. That's all you get. Just go find this person. Good luck. Hope you don't get lost. Thankfully, they're usually not. I'm going to switch to the first person just because this is such close quarters. Thankfully, they're not too far away. And you just you hand in your note. I'm going to make the text bigger, which you can do by typing /chat font size. And there's a lot of slashes. You can go look that up also. We're going to make it 5. That is much better. So the cool thing is, this is text-based, so you need to pay attention to words. I know it's very annoying. I'm probably alien. So you get your robe, and I equip that, and now I've got a cool robe. 9 also gives you different camera angles. Is neat as well. So then sometimes you can, if you target an NPC and you type H, you can hail them. That's a good way to see if like they have a quest to give you, or you have they have anything to say to you. Another pro gamer move is if you ever find a zone called Temple of Soulsec Row, you're going to want to find a genie and hail them as much as possible. It's going to be great for your character. I'm kidding, do not do that. Okay, so now that we found our guild master, we're ready to get into the ways of the magician. So first thing you got to do, we got to go ahead and we got to scribe our spells. So if you click your spell book, this is all your spells, which you may recognize from other MMOs that are a little on the older side. Back when you didn't just have like skills and you just put them in a hotbar and just went to town. And yes, this takes a little while because this game, if you're looking to get into this game and join the server, I will provide a disclaimer. This is not like time friendly. This isn't like a... Yeah, there's no other way to describe it. This isn't like a free time friendly game. A lot of shit takes a long time. And when you die and lose experience, it can take even longer. But so what we're gonna do tonight, we're gonna play this and get started a little bit, and just show y'all the starting out ropes. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log on the character I've been playing, and I'm gonna show y'all grouping and what it's like to kind of party in a group and kind of explore a little further and get into like the real actual gameplay that might be a little more engaging. But if this is something that kind of piques your fancy, because one, it's free. We do like free, especially in this economy, which is down the shitter and just spiraling. But also, if you're kind of craving like more of a retro kind of online experience, this is really cool. um, One area that this game excelled in that I feel like is kind of lost in modern online role playing games is it essentially forces you to group. Um, I remember how like taken aback I was when I realized I could just kind of solo to max level in World of Warcraft. Like you can literally just kill monsters and do like solo quests, and you can be like antisocial all the way up to the end, and then just do what you want. In this game, you can't really do that. You kind of can if you're like a necromancer or bard or one of the more solo friendly classes, but for the most part, you kind of need to group, especially if you need shit like loot. And back in the day, this game kind of forced you to do that. And this is really cool because it forced you to kind of make connections and make friends and form these bonds on the game. And I would kind of argue that's the part of this game that became so addictive because you essentially got like a family. And yeah, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of the matter. And you got into a really good guild, and all of a sudden you had for context, y'all, I started this game. Oh, we just saw it there. See, someone just pulled a pro gamer move and attacked someone way higher level and got a free teleport to the newbie leveling grounds. Yeah. What the fuck was I saying? Whatever. It'll come back to me. Yeah. So we've memorized our spells. So we got minor shielding, which you cast this on yourself. As you can see, so anything that's highlighted in green means that stat is being increased in some way. Hey there. Thanks for coming out. Good to see you. I don't need a DMT from Harvard. I like that. Then you got Burst of Flame, which is an aggressive spell towards monsters. So I should probably demonstrate the pro gamer move. Another cool thing about this game, as opposed to a lot of other modern role-playing games, is you can attack anything. You can punch anything in the face, and you have to suffer the consequences. It's like, hey, how's it going? When you press auto attack, and now you're dead, just like that. And you'll be teleported to wherever you are bound, which is essentially like where you originate when you die. So in here, it's Nectulos Forest. And as you can see, we're checking out these sweet 1999 graphics. Oh yeah, speaking of, I remember what I was saying. So I started playing this game in 1999. And I, just to kind of solidify for you, like how strong the bonds you make in this game, I still have friends I talk to every day who I met on this game in 1999. So like the bonds you make in this game are fucking insane. You'll make lifelong friends. Really cool in that regard. So the one shitty thing about dying is you do need to rememorize all your spells. So that's neato. Stream sniped. Uh-oh. Oh no. All right, Knight of Cleric just buffed me, so thank you, my dude. If you're watching this. So another cool thing is higher level characters can give you like beneficial buffs, which sometimes are really cool. And one thing that druids are really good at is they're good at what's called power leveling. So power leveling is essentially when a high level character gives you really overpowered buffs, which makes your character like super beefy, and like other enemies are hurt when you hit them, and you just go out there and you slaughter mobs and get insane experience. A lot of people pay for it, but alas, we're gonna go ahead and do some low level gameplay, and then I'm gonna jump right into it on the character I'm playing, and I'll show y'all what it's kind of like to really dive in. Yo, what the fuck? What is this? Oh my god. By the way, golden rule, if you're ever getting your ass whooped, you can just run to the guards. These guys. In most cities, right at the gates here, they'll have guards. Just run to the guards and they'll save you from whatever is kicking your ass. I'm gonna go find a mob. And I forgot how much this fucking zone sucked. All right, so another cool thing is you can't just see what level a mob is. And I got to do some detective work. So you got to target it and type C for consider. So the snake, regard you indifferently, looks like an even fight. So when it's white and they're color coded, which is cool. If it's white, it's the same level as you. So you're level 1, that means this is level 1. We are level 1, so we are going to engage. Now I'm going to try and buff myself. There we go. As you can see, my stats are increased thanks to that buff. And we're going to engage. So you can auto attack like this, and it'll automatically melee for you. But you can also cast spells. A pro tip, if you hold Alt, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., and you can just cast your spells that way. I'm getting interrupted because I'm shit. There you go. So you can do some damage. It resisted there, which mobs can do sometimes. And we're just whittling it down. Now, a cool thing that I like about this game as opposed to other games is I've noticed a lot of more modern MMOs. The IQ of the monsters you're fighting is actually a lot lower. They just kind of run at you and then they just start hitting you and that's it. In EQ, they're kind of smart insofar as... Oh, and there's your loot. They're kind of smart insofar as, like, once they feel like you're gaining the upper hand, a lot of mobs will like start to run away. That might not seem like a big deal, but like a lot of the time they run away and they can like alert the attention of other mobs that might come to their defense. And it can actually result in some pretty dicey shit. So I'm gonna nuke this wolf right here. I'm gonna melee. If you played any other MMOs like World of Warcraft, this probably seems familiar to you, right? You're hitting it, you're casting spells. Nothing super complicated. One's dead. I'll get some more. It just as a treat, I'm gonna zoom into first person just to show you how sweet these graphics are. This is grass apparently, which yeah. And my favorite are the trees. Are y'all ready for the trees? Check this shit out. Yes, you're seeing that correctly. For a tree, they just made like a cylinder and they attached two sprites onto it, identical, and just made like a cross formation. And that's a fucking tree in EverQuest. Truly state-of-the-art design. As you can see, nothing's rounded off. They're all as polygonal as you can possibly imagine. But to be fair, I personally like the art design. And if you see any other corpses, you can target them. Kunark added wavy sprite trees because wind truly advanced. Hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Orsolix Woods, that first time busting into that zone as a kid, like I still have fond memories of that zone just because I thought it was so cool how the trees were blowing in the wind. Like, this dates me, I am older, but holy fuck, that blew my mind. Where I'm like, oh my god, the trees are blowing in the wind. And then I got killed by a forest giant almost immediately after that. Mostly because I was staring at the trees in the wind. And that's ADHD for you, folks. Yeah, as you can see, the graphics definitely are from an earlier time. But let's be real, if you play World of Warcraft or Minecraft, this shouldn't bug you too much. It's not as bad as Minecraft, I don't think. Alright, so that's pretty much the basics of getting started. First couple levels I'd recommend just, getting the hang of it, learning the ropes. After you get enough loot, you can go and sell it to a merchant in zone by just right-clicking them. And then you'll get enough to buy some additional spells, you'll level up, and you're going to want to look for a group as soon as possible. But we'll get more into that in a bit. Right now, because I'm sure it's probably not entertaining for me to just kill like noob shit here. I'm gonna hop on the character I've been playing so far. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to tell you. If you try and sit down and a mob of any level is near you, it's gonna try and fucking kill you. Which is really annoying and also kind of clever. Because it's like, the mechanic is, oh, they're not prepared. I'm going to get the jump on them. So you kind of got to take care of them before you sit down. And yeah, as you can see, strafing is really great too. Insofar as you just kind of glide. I think I'm empathetically laughing because I'm like imagining what y'all watching this must be thinking of this like weird ancient game. But if you can get into it, you will get hooked on this game to a degree that you likely did not think possible beforehand. Alright, so you want to check to make sure there's no mobs around. That's a necromancer, as you can see. Their little pet, it has a really cute little chuckle that you are going to hear for the rest of your fucking life, whether you like it or not. And yeah, they have their pet kind of just attack things. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna hop onto the character I've been playing, and I'm gonna show y'all some group action, if it were. Are y'all liking the tunes? Because I'm liking the tunes. Yep. So Snow Himbo, if you're thinking of creating a starter class, I'd recommend something like a druid, just because they're really easy to play and they have a lot of utility. Druids can also get around everywhere. They can make some good money with like giving people teleports and shit. So I'm gonna log on. And when you get a little further, if you notice below my name, if you played WoW, it's the same thing. That's my guild, Mayhem. Shout out, y'all. And actually, just let me check to make sure that is going to work. Oh yeah, it's right there. Okay. Okay, we're all set. Base. Okay, we good. We doing this. We doing this. All right, so right off the bat, you're going to want to indicate that you are looking for group. I'm going to type LFG on. As you can see, there's a little LFG that pops up right there. I'm currently outside a dungeon, and sorry, I got to show you all the water. So in 1999, this was fucking water. When it came to a video. Yeah, look at that sweet water. And if you went into it, your character did this shit. And then, ooh, you go underwater. And you just see this crap. And even above, it still had this. And that's what water is. They changed this to be a lot better in the first expansion immediately for obvious fucking reasons. This is just weird. Luckland model is so disappointing. It is just for the stream, my friend. I am an old school model sort of human all the way. Listen, throughout all of Finnegal, all I rolled was old models. I even tried to turn on the in the I tried to turn on the Velius shit, but for some reason it didn't work. I don't know why, but they're you guys remember the cool like Velius like armor that they had for like the quests? For some reason on Finnegal it never loaded for me. It just looked like normal shit. It was really disappointing. See here, this is gun scryers. Question mark? Oh wait, did they mean? Oh, Gok. They mean Gok scryers. Alright, well, we got a group already. I'm in G-Ping, just so you know. Oh, manual bard. Oh, no. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Bard's gotta... Oh, man. Oh, the struggle is so real. I can try and get one. One level I can port. So we got a group already, but the problem is the group is halfway across the goddamn world. And I don't have a teleport spell until, except for Gate, which it just takes you to your bind spot. I don't have a teleport spell for another so I'm 20% to next level. When I hit 19, that's when I get the ability to teleport all over the place. So I'm going to ask my guild and hope they're going to be nice. I'm streaming, so you'll be famous. Not very famous, but relatively famous. So in the meantime, I'm gonna see in this dungeon. This one is called Unrest, the Estate of Unrest. So to people who are just getting started, this was like this was like this is a really oh man. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck happened? I'm getting away from that. We're cheesing it, y'all. Oh my god. Oh, what a massacre. I'm not surprised. This is Unrest on any given day. It's just a fuckload of dead people all the time. Yeah, to explain one of the more interesting concepts of EQ that later MMOs kind of did away with. When you die, by the way, you leave behind after a certain level your body with all your shit on it. Now, nobody can loot it, but the responsibility is on you to go back and loot your shit. You will not teleport back to your bind spot with everything on you. You got to go get your stuff. And if it's in a place that's really hard to get to, after a certain time, it will decay. I'm gonna OOC, that's out of character. 18 Druid LG. Oddly potato performance you're getting. Sorry. So I'm gonna be honest, I think that might be this client. Because for Project Quarm, as I'm understanding it, the client itself is from like I think like 2000s. And if there's anything I know about older sort of MMOs, I'm looking at you, EQ2, with your inability for anybody with a normal computer to play it normally. Older clients don't play well with like newer PCs. Yeah, I mean, I play most games on Ultra, as y'all will see in later streams. But yeah, it's kind of a little stuttery, which is interesting given that it's like pretty close to original CS when you're talking about the graphics. Yeah, as I was saying, Unrest is like the most cheeseball, like campy, like haunted horror, haunted house, like this is Halloween sort of environment you can get. You've got skeletons, obviously, because every RPG needs to have like skeletons. But you've got like, you know, jack-o'-lantern people, and you've got like evil beetle creatures. You've got like ghosts. This is like, oh shit, I'm getting beat up. Oh no! What am I gonna do? I'm getting beat up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be respectful of this group and bring this shit to them, because this is probably things they're pulling. And I'm gonna say sorry. And I'm gonna take this because my dumbass was the one that aggroed them. As you can see, that's a really sweet. By the way, if you ever start playing this, don't ever go into this maze. There's no point. I'm not kidding. There's fucking no point. There's nothing there. It's just there to like make you lost. Let's see if the group I was in earlier are still at the exact same spot I left them. So as this is a really high population server, as in like it's ridiculously popular, there's things in EQ that are not like other online RPGs. Insofar as there's something called camps. So camps are essentially, as you can see this group here, they're just kind of chilling here, and they're just pulling mobs to them. You basically pick a spot in the zone to hang out, and you wait for mobs to respawn, you pull them to you, and you get loot and experience. And depending on your role, like if you're a healer, or if you're a tank or whatever, you kind of just serve your role there. And I'm sorry, but I forgot, humans have absolute dump trucks in this game. Jesus. Anyway, neither here nor there. Oh. Hold on. Can I recreate that? Oh, shit. Anyway, yeah, the graphics are fucking sweet. As you can see. So a lot of the camps in the game are usually full. It's got a full group. It can't invite any more people to it. So sometimes you just want to go ahead and ask. And I recommend, you know, if you can't find a group, go find a group that's already there and just ask them like, hey, can I be put on a list? Can you guys keep me in mind if the spot opens up? You know, people got to leave all the time. And, you know, you could be invited. The one thing about this game is it's hard to get XP until you get into a really good group, and then it flies by. So for example, I'm level 18. I was level 16 yesterday. That's all because I got into a good group. So grouping is king. In this game at least. So while you're waiting for a spot to open up, you can do a myriad of different things. I usually try to solo, so I'm going to demonstrate some cool abilities that druids have. So one really cool thing that I abuse the fuck out of, and I'm going to abuse the fuck out of in the next expansion for sure. Looking at you, war dogs. Is druids can actually charm animals. Which means if you find a mob that's classified as an animal, you can basically take it as your pet for a bit. There's a chance it will break free and attack you, but for the most part, you can use it to kill other mobs for experience. So let's see if we can get lucky and find a monster that classifies as an animal and make it our biatch, as they say. I don't know if they say that, but we're going to do it anyway. And the really cool thing about this game in general, and one of my biggest rebuttals to people saying, you know, socialism isn't in human nature, stupid takes like that, is that in this game, people naturally came together and worked together and then pooled all of their resources, such as sharing loot and whatnot, to achieve a common goal and for everybody to advance together. So, fuck you with that take. It's not human nature. You've just been brainwashed. I told you I'm gonna slip in. I'm gonna slip in the commie shit. You're just gonna have to deal with it. And if you disagree, I'd be happy to talk to you and emerge victorious. I'm kidding. At least do my best to kind of, you know, shine a bit of light on another take, I suppose. Because yeah, the thing is in EQ, there's no capitalism. You have to work together. to advance. There's no other option. The only other option is like you get chewed up and spit out. I guess the monsters in this game would classify as the capitalists or something. Oh shit. Oh, I'm getting beat up by something. What's this? All right. All right, we're gonna have to put this person down. Ow, it's hurting me. I'm pretty sure that thing has a bow, so it's gonna shoot at me. But I'm gonna showcase some damage over time spells and try really hard not to die. That's another part of this I probably should do. So this is called rotting. It's a combination of root and dotting. It's basically you root, which is a spell that immobilizes your enemy, and then you load them up with dot spells, and then you park your fucking ass and you wait until they die. I have no idea why it's not shooting me. It has a bow. It should be hitting me in the face with the ranged weapon. It is not doing so. Oh, and root broke, so we're gonna have to redo that. But it resisted, so we're gonna move on to another strategy, which is kiting. Which is essentially you slow your enemy down. Wait, what's going on? Okay, there it is. Shit, I think I'm about to get trained. Alright, there's too many mobs out here. Should probably cheese it. Actually, no, I think I'm good. Oh, there we go. As you can see, I might aggro that other goblin. No, I'm good. Okay. Oh my fucking god. They're everywhere. Alright, I'm gonna be a dick and train this as well. Sorry. By the way, training is when you, like, aggro a bunch of mobs, and then you basically dump them on another person, and it usually kills them. So, that's what training is all about. Yeah, I didn't... Until getting used to, like, how new this server is, insofar as, like, I'm not used to, like, so many goblins just running around freely. You can see this is the OOC channel, so out of character. To explain out of character, back in the day, and this is how seriously people took this game, people legitimately roleplayed in this game. Out of Character is a channel that was formed out of people roleplaying. Like, you acted like a high elf paladin. If you were an ogre or a troll, you would talk like kind of a baby. Like, me grog, me do this. Like, that's how seriously people took this fucking game. To show you that, demonstrate this. See my name? If I type /roleplay, it turns into purple. That shows that you're role-playing. They had a flag for I am in character. This as a demonstration. So in general, here's there's a bunch of things that EverQuest got right that I think modern MMOs desperately need. Like fucking desperately. First thing is, and anyone who's a fan of the MMO genre, anyone who's a fan of the MMO genre kind of feels this as well, insofar as like you're trying to play something and it just doesn't hit. Or you notice like they just kind of suck. WoW went in a shitty direction where now it's like virtually like you can't even recognize it from the original product. Other games kind of went the same direction. So there's a couple things I'd like to touch on. First off, in modern MMOs, there's something called instancing. And instancing is essentially to prevent like competition from other players and other guilds and all that. When you go into a dungeon, you're given like your own instance of that dungeon. Which I think absolutely killed immersion, because you essentially go into this like safe bubble with some of your pals, and like you're basically cut off from the world. And I feel like it's always been really important for immersion to be like consistent. So like I like running into familiar faces when I'm in the middle of a dungeon. You know, I'm killing people with my friends. Maybe I see like a former comrade. They're fighting a mob. I save them. Like there's consistency. You're going into a dungeon. There's other people going into a dungeon with you. With instancing, it's not like that insofar as you're not going to another dungeon. You disappear into like this different plane of existence that's only you and your other party members, and then you exit it. And it's so fucking jarring to me. I feel like that was a big problem. And yeah, it prevents like people from being dickheads for, you know, stealing your mobs in whatever camp you're in, or like kind of like being dicks to you in the dungeon. But really, I think that's a plus, because you get to find out really quick who like the cool homies are, who you can like, you know, depend on and probably should like be on good terms with, and who the dickheads are that you should avoid, right? It's kind of like a dickhead measuring of some kind or another. So there's that. Also, with newer MMOs, dying doesn't like there's no stakes. It's low risk, high reward, which I feel like it's not really that rewarding. If you die, nothing happens. You just go back to your body and you can start again. Maybe you'll take like a minor slap on the wrist, but there's no consequences. In EQ, when you die, you not only lost experience, you have to run back with your lost experience ass, with your experience less ass, and you had to get your body. So you really don't want to die. That makes everybody like operate on a level that is so much higher than it would be if like you're progressing and you know no matter what, as long as you kill one mob, you're further ahead. You're always moving forward. There's no backwards momentum. There's no losing anything. It's always just forward momentum. And I feel like that gives you so much space to be a less effective player. And I feel like it's so much less engaging, because you don't have to be on top of heals. Because like if your tank dies, your group dies, oh well. You just run back and you go kill in the dungeon again. It doesn't matter. You didn't really lose anything. Nothing really, nothing really mattered. But in EQ, you got to be on top of those heals, and you got to be on top of maintaining aggro. Because if your healer or your tank dies, that means everybody dies. And all of a sudden, not only do you all lose experience, but now you all have to go back into that dungeon and get your fucking corpses. And sometimes that is really next to impossible. Looks like someone killed a mob here. As you can see, it's barely floating. And that's some sweet goblin ass crack, if I can say so myself. I'm gonna go ahead and seal this because I'm shameless. And we are really not getting lucky. Oh, as you can see, someone's camping this. And I believe it is another druid, same level as me. So they're camping the spawn, which is cool. We're kind of not super lucky when it comes to the animals, so I'm gonna go this direction and see if we can't find an animal of some kind. One shitty thing about this server is, I swear to God, the camera angles and the targeting will drive you insane. But if you can push past that, it's a pretty fun time. Oh, I got a group. All right, y'all, let's fucking go. I got a group, so now you're gonna see how we group in EQ. Yeah, actually, looking at the stream, that is a lot choppier. I don't know if that's restream or what. That's considerably choppier than I'm seeing on my screen, so I might need to look into that for next time. So we're going to go back into Spooky Land, and we are going to group, and hopefully I can hit level 19 so I can finally fucking teleport around the world. That's another cool thing about EQ, by the way. There's no fast travel. There's no instantly teleporting to anywhere in the world. You're kind of local. If you want to travel, you literally have to go run to a place, and you got to take the fucking boat. And like, I can't put into words how long it sometimes takes for you to get to one location, from one location to another. Sometimes it takes an ungodly amount of time. Oh my god. And further to why MMOs have fallen off lately is, I'll explain this from kind of a materialist perspective. People have less time. Not only did everybody from the EQ and WoW era grow up, but you know, as the working class is further squeezed and has less and less purchasing power, you've got less free time. You still have less money to pay for subscriptions and microtransactions and games in general, but also you've got less free time. Half the people I know right now are working a second job just to survive, just to make those mortgage payments or just to make rent, you know? And the problem with MMOs is they require your time. You can't log in. You can't just log in and do something for like half an hour and then log out and, you know, kind of whatever. You gotta put the time into level. right. Now we're in a group. I'm back. It's hilarious because I was in this group earlier and I told them I'll be back in a little bit, but I'll be streaming. And I was like, they're not going to still be here. And sure enough, they're still fucking here. I love it. And I got the WBs, which means welcome back. So, you guys okay for me to stretch my legs and go for a smoke? Stretching. I can't help myself. Stretching season. All right. So if you're a caster class, there's a really good chance that the first thing you're going to want to do is buff your group, which means casting beneficial spells on them so they can operate more efficiently. As a druid, I can also cast heals, which you can see here. Your party's health bars are to the side. I did indeed throw So at him as he requested. And we got a bunch of different cool stuff, but one really cool spell druids and mages have, and necromancers and rangers to a lesser extent, is a damage shield. Basically, you can cast this on a player or yourself, and anything that hits them is going to take damage, which is really cool. And because I already know this rogue has a history of pulling aggro, I'm just going to DS him because that is more DPS for our team. And I'm going to loot and destroy this because I can't stand seeing corpses. It drives me fucking bananas, as the kids say. Absolutely bananas. The reason I'm in first person mode is if I go to third person, well, that kind of just looks like shit now, doesn't it? So, for tight spaces like this, like indoors, we're gonna be first person mode here. But I'm going to show you all what it's like. So as you can see, that person's pulling mobs to us that spawn elsewhere. And I'm going to cast Flame, which is a dot, so damage over time, / debuff. It lowers their armor class, so that's kind of cool. Oh. And I'm stupid and bad. And I forgot that I had a spell mend. So I'm gonna memorize my nuke spell. XP stop moving. Well, we don't want that. And it shows you right here, duel was hit phenomenally by melee by 37 damage. That's how much damage your spell did if it's a negative spell that hurts a mob. And yeah, like I said, this is like the most cheeseball, campy, like haunted horror, like mommy and daddy's first like haunted house sort of bullshit ever. They got mummies for no reason. They got jack-o'-lanterns. They got ghosts. They got skeletons. They got witches. They're just like, how can we take Halloween and make Halloween one fucking zone? Just out of nowhere. It's got ghouls. It's as campy as can be, and to be honest, I celebrate it because I love how campy it is. I worship how campy it is. It is hilarious. And those are the other classes in action. So that guy's a paladin, as you can see. Sword and board, plate armor, pretty easy to recognize. Lame, weird, feathery. I don't know why they went with Roman when it comes to high elves, but whatever. You got Murda, 2 daggers, dark armor. Pretty safe bet it's a rogue, right? Making sure to heal the caster so they don't die. And the cool thing is, as you level up, you kind of just move further and further deeper into the dungeon. So it's kind of like, the way I describe it, grouping an EQ is kind of like a long-term dungeon crawl. So you don't like crawl from the beginning to the end of the dungeon and then complete it like in one sitting. You start at the beginning and then you level, and as you're leveling, you move deeper and deeper into the dungeon. So it's kind of like a long-term dungeon crawl, I guess the way I'd call it. Which I think is really cool, because after you've like mastered one area, you're kind of like too high level for it to be like maximum efficiency when it comes to like loot and experience. So you move deeper into the dungeon. So you move deeper and deeper until you finally get to the end, and then you complete the dungeon. Making sure to keep the homie healed here. Gonna finish this guy off. Am I? Nope. Almost so. Oh damn. Was that too low level? And again, you can loot whatever. Some groups are FFA, which means free for all. You can just loot fucking whatever. Nobody really cares. But in some groups, there's a master looter, so basically one person loots all the stuff. One person loots all the loot, and then they sell it to a vendor, and then they split that among every single party member. Again, you know, socialism is just so against human nature. Except for when it comes to human nature, and then they just do it naturally. But, you know, we're not propagandized or anything. By the way, I'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in. This is my first time ever hosting a stream on Indie News Network, and it's a very eclectic topic. Gaming. Oh fuck, that guy's almost dead. No. Fuck. Oh god damn it. I got distracted and let someone die. Oh no. Oh no, we both. Oh fuck! It was Shane ADHD. Bad time to look up and answer. Oops. We both got distracted, and that poor guy died. No. Oh. He couldn't react either. He's a caster, but he's really good at pulling. I'm just gonna make sure this guy doesn't die and damage shield him. Into slow run, low HP aggro. Another cool thing about EQ that I haven't seen in a lot of modern MMOs is the enemy IQ is cool insofar as like if you're super low HP, pretty much everything around you will automatically try to kill you because they all see that you're like weak and they'll try to finish you off. In a lot of ways, even modern MMOs would do really well to take some like cues from older games like this, because you had to keep a lot of things in mind when it came to just like fighting like NPCs. And even in shit like, you know, Bethesda games, there's not really much to it. They attack you, they run towards you, they will heal themselves, but you know, they don't have those tactics where it's like they have an answer for this thing or that thing. They don't have like a fight or flight. So if y'all are interested, this is a pretty cool game to get popping there. Yeah, next week I'll probably be showing love, as I said, to my CRPG fans. If you've talked to me for all of 5 minutes, you know my favorite genre of all time are CRPGs, computer RPGs. So like Baldur's Gate series, Neverwinter Nights, Wasteland series, Pathfinder. I could list them off all day. Divinity: Original Sin. The list is endless, but we're going to be checking out the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous DLC. So we're going to be switching it up there. Might go for 2 or 3 hours, see how it goes. I'm going to get better at promoting it too, just because this was kind of like an initial test run just to kind of get myself set up and kind of see what, kind of get comfortable with running my own streams and doing shit like that. So that's how we're going to roll moving forward. Oh no, you're spinning. Probably because you got stunned. But yeah, after that, I might be streaming Rogue Trader. If you haven't looked up Rogue Trader, check that shit out. It's a entry in the Warhammer series created by the same developers as Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Owlcat Games. It looks phenomenal. I am definitely looking forward to covering it. And then after that, who knows? Maybe we'll have a guest on. Maybe we'll do some online Counter-Strike or an FPS of some kind. I am super rusty with FPS type games, so it might be fun to watch me take a bunch of fucking L's. Because that's definitely something that'll happen. Let's thistles this person. Snow hit me with so from Snow. So we just hit the crack pipe. We do a little trolling. We do a little trolling. Oh shit, I got no mana. I gotta sit my ass down. Am I the only... No, I'm not the only heals. We got a cleric. You gotta... A good rule of thumb too, if you're a caster, is make sure you keep your group posted on what kind of... How much mana you have. Your blue bar here. Because, like, that'll kind of inform the rest of the group how they should act. So, if someone's pulling mobs non-stop and you have no mana and you're a healer, you should be like, I don't have any mana. They'll stop and wait for you to get your mana, because if they pull a bunch of mobs and you don't have any mana to heal them, tank's gonna die, you're all gonna die, you lose experience, you lose your corpse. People will yell at you and call you all sorts of names like Stinky. I've been called Stinky so many times. At least once. But, hold on, let me just check. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting a bit of mana. Need a bit, woo. Okay, now who wanted so? So is short for Spirit of Wolf. You'll learn what that means very fucking quickly. I promise you. Because everybody wants it. Who wanted this? The Thori and... Okay, so the tanks, obviously they want Spirit of Wolf because they're pulling. That is useful because Spirit of Wolf means that you can get mobs and you can outrun them, meaning they won't be hitting you the whole time you're running back. So, it's mechanics like that. And then if you're interested in playing, also hit me up. Snow Himbo on here. If you make a character, hit me up. I'll come hang out. Maybe I'll make a character and level for you a bit. I also got a druid, so I can help power level if you know, if you feel like this is a game you might enjoy, it might speak to you. You like that retro shit and you like role-playing games, this is pretty good. The people are usually really good players. It's really rare that you find someone that really fucking sucks, at least when compared to like World of Warcraft, where you join like a pickup group or a pickup raid and like everybody's just shitting and farting and doing real big comes all day. And, you know, just fun. Everybody's like joking, they're memeing, they're having a good time. And yeah. Playing a healer, you're always going to want to keep your eye on those health bars. Make sure they're tip top. Yeah. This is pretty much the EQ experience. It's cozy, it's chill, but you also got to be on your feet, because I'm not kidding, one fuck up can be incredibly detrimental to not just you, but your party. And you know, if you fuck up enough, people are going to stop grouping with you. Luckily, I'm the best in the world, so everybody loves me. I'm kidding. I've just played this game a lot, and I'm sweaty as hell. So, if you play it enough and you get sweaty enough, people will group with you because you kind of know what to do and what not to do. And, you know, as a rule, if people are new, I'll usually kind of be like, hey, so, you know, in this situation, you probably want to do this or you might want to do that. You know, people are usually pretty understanding too. If you're a new player, they'll take time out to kind of, you know, help you, you know, learn the ropes. I'm jamming with this. I really am. I'm jamming with this shit. I will say though that other games that I cover probably going to be a little more action-packed, a little less cozy, just because it's kind of the EQ vibe. You know, it doesn't look as engaging as it seems from the outside, but because of how high stakes the game is and how difficult it is, because this is a fucking hardcore MMO. There's no more hardcore MMO in the history of this planet. People like cozy. People like, okay, everything's going well. We're progressing. Oh, is that a mushroom person? Why? No! There's all sorts of bullshit running around in here. Alright, so... Probably gonna take the cleric off, but just in case. Yeah, when everything's going normal, that's someone mushroom doing mushrooms. I might actually just advertise this to the server. Are we looking for time? All right, we're coming up on midnight. So we might be calling it soon, unless y'all want me to keep going a little further. But I figure for the first one of these 2 hours is a nice chunk of time. I could do this for quite a while, though. That said, it's been a really long week, and I've been working my ass off at a new position, and it's a lot. And I'm in that awkward phase where I'm trying to master everything and master my craft all over again. So I'm a little pooped, as they say. I'm a little on the tired side. So I could kind of go either way, but I am leaning towards maybe actually having an early night and having a good wake up on Saturday and just fill out as much of the day as I can, or just be really sleepy. It's kind of be lazy fuck in this group. It probably won't be a lazy fuck in this group. I'm gonna melee. Take my druid power. That was someone else who killed him, but I'm gonna pretend that I made a difference because that's how we roll. Oh goddamn. And yes, ghouls for some reason sound like chickens. I'm not sure why. Never understood the logic of druids sounding like chickens. Or sorry, ghouls sounding like chickens. Oh, man. I didn't even get good sleep last night either because I've been actually streaming my Keister off this week. Different INN shit. But another cool thing about EQ is it's got these cool camera angles that might remind you of like older role-playing games. I know it's definitely a nostalgia factor, but like, and if you ever like begin to cast a spell and the mob dies, or you want to cancel it, just press the duck key, and it will immediately stop that spell from casting, which is kind of neato. And again, I don't think this group has any fucking order when it comes to looting, so I'm just gonna... It's probably my OCD, but I can't stand seeing fucking corpses around. It drives me insane. Like, I'm just destroying some of this shit, for example. Oh, here we go! Here we go! Oh shit. Wait, why did he leave? Is it something I did? Did he have to leave? Why'd Sugma or whatever leave? Or did Sugma or whatever go? Sugma. Oh, Sun Muck. Sorry. I just said Sugwa. Yeah, this game's like really chat oriented too. Like, is this guy having a stroke? What is happening? I'm so confused. Okay, I guess we're back. Right. I don't know why they're spamming hail. Oh. Look at that absolute babe. Yeah, you got, you know, like I said, it's a Halloween. You've got like thriller zombies, and this is like a way high level, by the way. Like I told you earlier, when you consider when something's way higher level than you, it just says, "Scowls at you, ready to attack. What would you like your tombstone to say?" Oh, fuck, it rooted me too. So that's a really easy way to say like you're gonna get fucked up if you fight this thing. Like it's resisting on spells. Because our group is so bomb, it doesn't matter. We just dropped her. She fell over like a sack of undead potatoes. Nice work, Brad. You nailed that one. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? I'm so rooted right now. It's depressing how rooted I am. Globe of Mist. What is that for again? What's that for again? By the way, if you're just like fog-brained or your brain is much, just own it. Just tell your group. I do all the time. They'll understand. You know, this is like an older crowd too, so I kind of get, you know, like, yeah, you know, my memory is not the way it used to be. Mage headpiece. Soul Temple. And the cool thing too is in dungeons you'll get like random quest loot that you can go and like kind of turn in other places to get like cool armor and shit. It's like after you play this, you realize like how much more in depth an MMORPG or like an online role-playing game in general could be if they just put enough love and time into it. And also, it'll make everything else feel cheap because, like, you'll realize just how, like, hollow and empty modern MMOs are. So... what do y'all think? Should we keep going? I am exhausted, but I think I got a little bit more in me. Especially because I'm looting all this cool shit. I should probably damage shield that person. I'm gonna damage shield our tank in like a hot minute. Just because my mana pool has been garbage. Oh, and this is a cool thing. If you type /ran 100 or like 500 or whatever, the way people determine like loot that nobody needs really, you're just like, you're gonna grab it and sell it, but it's gonna take like some time because you got to sell it to a player, is you just kind of roll the dice, and whoever lands the highest number kind of gets it. So it's like super democratic. So again, two things that that EQ has that real life doesn't have. One, democracy, and two, socialism. So right there, you should already be on board. Like, it's an actual democracy. You decide as a group. Imagine that. I'm just saying, I don't remember having my opinion asked on, like, should my tax money go to bombing hospitals? And it has been going to bombing various hospitals my whole life. So I don't remember ever having a say in that. And regardless of my vote, it seems to keep happening. So we should maybe stop coping and realize that in the West, not really much of a democracy now is. Did they make? No. Wait, what? We do a little trolling. Hey! Y'all, it's that guy Dane. If you haven't followed him, go check him out. He has a really awesome interview with the with one of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate 3. It was bomb. Dane, this game came out in 1999. So I don't think you were born at that point in time. Were you born yet? I don't think you were born yet. I'm mailing, guys. It's special. I was born in 90. Holy fuck, you were 4 years old. Actually, to be fair, I was 14. So. Oh my god, I was 14. Wait, no, I was... Hold on. I just fucked up a bunch of math. Give me a sec. No, you were 4 years old. No, I would be 14. Okay. Oh my god, I was 14 when I played this game. What kind of loser nerd plays EverQuest at 14? This guy. I was in grade what? Jesus Christ, like grade 8 or some shit. I was in... This is how sweaty we were back in the day. My friends and I would we would go on the school's like library computers and go to everlore.com, and we would like plan out like dungeons we'd go to when we got home from school. That was my middle school life. It was always over for me. There was never any hope. But I was doing that while also like playing on the rugby team, so I was kind of like a hybrid class, I guess. Nerd / jock. But it was weird. I was like cool with both groups, but they never mingled and they hated each other. I was like this weird guy in the middle. It was like this like bridge between like, yeah. That was weird. I'm weird now, possibly weirder, but I was weird back then too. Is I guess where I'm roundabouting to here. Ugh, targeting in this game sucks. It's so bad. Here we go for another boom. And I'm gonna buff the tank with some strength, which is gonna increase her strength. Why is there a player that's like 2 feet tall? Bro. That's a dwarf. Dwarves are short. Oh, okay, so that's a high elf, but so there's a spell called Shrink. It's mostly for like ogres and trolls because they're like literally too fat to get into some structures. But yeah, that's Shrink. You cast a spell and basically you can make people like tiny. Biggity. Yes, I'm 5 years old. Oh, but this is a crowning achievement of this game. Are you guys ready for this? This is why you should play Project Quarm. Are you ready? That's right, y'all. You can fucking teabag. The homie and leave stream up. Much love, my dude. I don't know how much longer I have in me just because I'm like cross-eyed tired, but it is always awesome seeing you, my dude. Shit, let me know if you want to do an interview sometime. I'll promote, I'll do up the channel. Have a good one, brother. Oh, we killed him. What the fuck is this? Bone chips? Oh my god. Guys, just fucking loot everything. Who cares? I don't know what happened there. But whatever it goes. To be perfectly honest, I'm looting all this shit because in one level, I have to pay for my level 19 spells, and all this currency I have is going out the window. This is not going to cover my level 19 spells. I am fucked. I am fuckle fucked. That's not even a phrase, but I'm going to use it. I only got 1210. All right. I'm going to see how I feel at 1230. I call Ben. Might go till 1. We'll see. 2-hour stream, not too bad, but we can go to 3 if we want to do that. I might be a little brain dead by then. I might be like drooling on myself, but if y'all don't mind that I'm drooling on myself, I'm good to go. I will say the experience has slowed down. Well, I'm about halfway. I mean, it's not great, but it's still decent. As you can see, like, experience isn't too bad. Like, I'm level 18, and once you get into a group, like, you know, I'm almost halfway through my level. I gained 2 levels today, literally. So, like, it doesn't take too long. You just have to find good groups, and you have to make, like, connections. Like, a lot of these people I grouped with before, so, like, I kind of automatically get into the group, because it's like, you know, I'm kind of vetted in a way. They know I'm like good for, you know. I'm good for like, you know, playing the role I'm Dell. So if you do decide to get in this, just do your best. You know, be mindful of other people. Try to put yourself in other people's shoes. Basically, the same way that you win in real life. You know, be righteous to others. Always try and put yourself in someone else's shoes, even if it's hard for you, even if you have impaired empathy due to unhealed childhood trauma, which again wasn't your fault, but you should probably get therapy for. You know, try to always be like, how would I feel if I was in this situation? With any online games, especially EQ, that'll go fucking miles. Also, yes, the reason why everybody else's gear looks better than mine is because they have really awesome gear and mine is dog shit. I'm still wearing like leather. Just a mess. I got this today. So I get a bit of mana, a bit of save versus fire and save versus magic, so some magic resist, that cool. That we like. I'm liking the tunes. Oh fuck! What? Oh, what are we doing? What is this pull? Oh fuck me! Oh, we might be done. Can we take this? I got a thistle this bitch. I am like low fucking mana too. Like, see this? I don't got a lot of juice left. So I hope the healer's on fire because I can't do much until I get some mana back. Speaking of, I don't know why I said speaking of because I just have to pee, but I have to pee. So. One sec. I'm still getting used to these. I will be back. And we're back. All right. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty big fan of Restream. Liking this. All right. Let's do some damage here. Oh no, Spirit of Warfare. So if you ever have to go AFK, by the way, just scroll up quickly to see if your group said anything. But more importantly, you should not be like me and make another window just for your group speak. Cool thing too is you can make as many windows as you want, really. New chat window, like you make new chat windows and then just filter it to whatever you like. Eventually I'll probably have like one window for guild chat and another window for group chat and another window for like melee damage and another weapon window for like spell damage, and you know, you can get real sweaty with it. You get like aggressively sweaty with it. All right, y'all. I'm probably gonna call it at 12:30 just because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty beat. For the next one though, we're probably, let's see, probably gonna be 10 again, but we're gonna go ahead and see if we can do 10 to 1, maybe 10 to 2. We're gonna really get into it. We're gonna get deep into it. And we're gonna try and grind out as much of the DLC as we can. For the Lord of Nothing, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So we're gonna get all up in that. Should be a good time. Thank you a ton to everybody who came out and kind of helped me pop my cherry, so to speak, with the first see, this is how you know I'm tired. I'm starting to squirrel. My first solo stream on INN. A lot of this was me just kind of seeing how it would go and how everything would flow together, and I feel like it's flown together really well. You know, this feels very natural to me. It feels very comfy. What the fuck? Oh, the Lesser Blade Fiend! No, not the Lesser Blade Fiend! Consider 90% AFK until people wake up. And grab whatever loot there is. Pugly. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming in and showing your support. I really want to keep doing this moving forward. You know, just running these streams, covering some good video games. Hopefully we'll get some guests on. And we can have more like conversations. This is probably going to evolve over time. It's very much a rough sort of thing. For now, at least. But yeah, we'll see where this goes, what it evolves into. But yeah, again, really appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out. I know this was like a largely experimental thing. And I know it's kind of outside of the normal scope of INN, like the network in general. You know, it's video games, it's not, you know, covering political stuff or work stuff or, you know, any of the stuff I normally do, but I did want to kind of do something that kind of shows this side of me, the side that's really passionate about like gaming and you know, just kind of, I believe very strongly in showing every side of yourself, so to speak. And video games have got me through some of the toughest, easily the toughest moments of my life. So I wanted to really open up in that regard. What the fuck are you doing? Sorry. I don't know. This person's... What are... Okay, I don't care. It's weird. People are weird. I wanted to kind of do something a little different and off the beaten path. And, you know, who knows? Maybe this can eventually evolve into, you know, covering like video game news and, you know, the developments in that regard. Because, you know, like, I feel like I've always felt like there needs to be more of an independent voice when it comes to like covering video game developments and stuff. So we'll really see how that goes. And we'll see what direction this goes in. I'm open to anything. All I know is I love gaming, and I have fun kind of sharing that with other people. If any of you guys wanna, like I said, have an idea for a game to cover, please shoot me a DM or, you know, get at me in the Bird app or leave a comment. You know, and if you want to play something too, I'm open to playing games with others. Well, yeah, it's wide open playing field. Oh, and while I have her, this used to be my kitten, but as you can see, she's now become she has grown like a weed, and now I believe she's a cat now. She's like this summer old. So she was like a little infant baby this summer. Now she's like this size. What are you trying to do? Can I help you? Get there. Okay. She likes being a parrot. I'm not sure why. She just likes chilling on my shoulder like a weirdo. Come on off. Thank you. No, you're not. No, we're not going to fuck up Brad's work with you. You can. Here we go. Here we go. What a dingo. Oh my god, he's right though. Holy fuck, like these people are asleep. I don't care though. I'm getting that level tonight. Damn, let me get 31. We should play some Switch Online. Heidi, I'm sorry that I don't own a Switch. I want to because I was a massive Nintendo kid. I was like a massive Nintendo fanboy, and it fucking sucks that I'm missing out on like the new Mario RPG and like further installments in the Metroid series, because I was like obsessed with Metroid. Yeah, but they gatekeep all their shit. They don't have anything for PC, and I'm a PC guy. I don't do any console stuff. Got a computer game you can suggest or a cross-platform? Totally down. Invite, please. What happened? Spoil about EQ2. If the group's bad, some people just leave. They're like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Oh my god, did he disband the other guy before he fucking left? That's so funny. Oh my god. That's so... Y'all, that's so funny. I feel a little bad. But it's also a video game, so... Too bad. Is this rusty? Yeah, I don't care. Just loot your fucking corpses. Get these stupid things off the ground. Jesus. A target. That's so funny. Oh yeah, and like this is the campiest. It's a giant ghost dwarf with like a decapitated head. That's what I'm talking about. Like this game is this fucking campy with the like Halloween goofball bullshit. Fighting games that take a decent bit of skill. Listen, I rocked For Honor for 4 seasons, so I get fighting games that take skill. I've also been playing the MK series my whole life, so I'm down with that. Fighting games, that's a good time. I just got the old man reflexes, you know? I'm in my late 30s, so I can't react like a sweaty 12-year-old anymore. I wish I could. But I got the old man gamer hands. I'm still pretty good. I could probably BTFO the average human. But all in all, most people are probably gonna react faster than Johnny Slug Digits over here. Car Battle Master. I want to just loot this for fucks and giggles, but I don't need it. It's the same ratio, I think, as... No, it's a worse ratio. I'm not looting this. It's dog shit. Oh my god. Oh. Alright, who... Pick a tank. Someone choose to tank. I'm gonna run out of mana. Damage shielding both, you fucks. You damn sweaties. You damn sweaty bimbos. Alright. 28 off. Alright, let's blow these guys! Up. Blow these guys up. Let's blow these guys up. Oh yeah, well I'm an honorary 44-year-old. I don't know what I just said, but I don't care. Crab people. What's up, Greg? You're out drinking right now. You're out drinking when you could be here enjoying these sweet these sweet graphics and riveting gameplay of standing in the same room in a group that's so bad that someone not only left, but they removed another person from the group before they left. Fuck me. God damn. That's just sad. All right, I gotta take control. Do we want to grab one more, or because like this group is sleepy? They're getting sleep. I get it because I'm getting sleepy and cross-eyed too. But it's like at some point you have to take the initiative. I'd be like, okay, who's like directing a group? There's nobody directing the group. Okay, I'll direct the group. And it's not even like I want to be like a controller person or whatever. It's just like someone has to fill this role. Even though I don't like being the I don't like being the leader of things. That's usually a role I have to fill out of necessity. I'm not even that good at it, I don't think, but I'll be the guy that volunteers to fill that position because it's needed for the greater good, I guess. Isn't that what Lennon said? No, I'm pretty sure he didn't. That's the joke. In case someone's like, actually... Oh yeah, MVC. Muffins versus cookies, right? That's the game. I used to play Muffins versus Cookies all the time. That was my favorite fighting game, for sure. Muffins versus Cookies is excellent. I've never played Muffins versus Cookies 2, though. How is that? That whole thing was probably only funny to me. So, you're all welcome. No, Marvel vs. Capcom is good stuff. I have not played Mortal Kombat 1 yet, and I'm dying to because it looks fucking crazy. Although apparently they've got like some weird timeline shit going, kind of like Marvel, where it's like the game's in a different timeline or something, or like everything's different. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like different timeline shit because it feels like people can just be as lazy as they want with like storytelling and like lore because they can just like make up endless timelines for whatever like bullshit they feel like writing about. That's just me though. It's a fighting game, so like the lore really doesn't matter that much. All right, we're gonna try to make it to 1, but if like if I start getting real sloppy, we're gonna call it. It was addicting back in the day. Of course, muffins and cookies are... Okay, I'll stop. Sorry. That's a real problem with ADHD. You yes and yourself. Heidi, do you play any role-playing games? Or are you playing any recently? Sorry. I remember we talked about this. Gotta do it, guys. Oh, yeah. Fuck! It died before I could cast a spell. Okay, that's another tip for EQ. Be mindful of your cast time, the damage you do, and the enemy's HP, because if it dies before you can cancel the spell, you will fucking waste mana and just nuke a corpse. And the game will not hold your hand and cancel the spell for you. You will just waste mana and feel like a dumbass. Fair warning. This game does not hold your hand. If you're a dumbass, you will get punished endlessly for fucking ever. Mario RPG. Yo, that was one of my favorite games as a kid. My buddy Mike and I... Cookies. The funny thing is, it was made back in the 90s. Oh my god, I just squirreled. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. No, my buddy Mike and I fucking we'd go up to my cottage and we would just bring this Super Nintendo and we would literally just play Mario RPG over and over and over again. We must have replayed that game like 10 times. And the weird thing is, as a kid, like, you never got bored of playing the same game if it was good enough. I remember I must have beaten Super Metroid like 10 times too. And nowadays, I'll beat a game and I'll probably just never go back to it. If it's really good, like Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous or Baldur's Gate 3, like, yeah, I'll give it a couple replays, but for the most part, there's a point where you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm done with this game. But as a kid, you're like, no, this is just a game. I can play it forever. Nobody can stop me. Same thing with like GoldenEye, Mario 64. Fuck, I played all of them. I had the patterns for Dragon's Lair memorized. Fuck, dude, so did I. That whole, Jesus, it's another Mushroom Man. What is with the Mushroom Man? Stop doing that. It's scary. Fuck. Freaks me out. Dude, I originally had the whole pattern for fighting Singe at the end. When Dirk finally gets to, like, the gold room, I'd written, like, the pattern down on, like, a napkin. That's the only way I could beat him, because every time I'd lose, I would, like, change the pattern and figure out, like, okay, you do this, do this, do this, do this. That's the only way I beat that game. If you think about it, Dragon's Lair was like a really primitive version of Guitar Hero. Same with, like, Parappa the Rapper. Yeah, man. Dragon's Lair was good times. That was, wasn't that Don Bluth? The animator who did, like, All Dogs Go to Heaven, The Secret of Nim, shit like that. It was the same animator, right? I'm pretty sure it was. And yeah, I hear Metroid Dread's fucking amazing. If that ever comes out for PC, I'm buying it instantly. I'm not gonna lie, if there's one game that would make me buy a Switch just to play, yeah, I kind of figured it was Don Bluth. It's the same, like, gritty animation art style, which I fucking miss. Fun fact, the reason why you don't see those cool gritty art animation styles anymore and everybody switched to 3D is actually thanks to capitalism. Look it up. Anyway. And yeah, I loved, fuck. What was Dragon's Lair originally on? It was on Sega CD, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Sega CD. Yeah, it was Sega CD. Because I remember everybody thought it was, like, so revolutionary that, like a computer system could, like, play video. We thought it was, like, so badass. But it was really just basically like a shitty Super Nintendo. Yeah, it was arcade originally, for sure. But it was essentially just a shitty Super Nintendo. And, and it could just, like, because it was CD, you could just play the shit from the CD. Man, we had some funky video game console systems growing up. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good, though. Invite who? We gotta invite somebody, because we're never going to get anywhere with DPS is fucking shitty. Alright, here we go. Oh, good. Okay. I'm the leader of the group now. Now we're cooking with evil guys. Yeah, it was PC too. I remember that. Shit, you want me to really date myself? I remember shareware. Does anybody else remember shareware? When you got those fucking floppy disks and it's like, you can play this game for like 3 levels and then you gotta go buy it. Here's how you can buy this game. That's how old my ass is. I remember the demo floppy disks that I put into my DOS like a sad ancient child. And I was begging my dad to buy full games for the shareware that he brought home from his fucking work. Oh Lord, we are dinosaurs, y'all. Alright, boss. We got some fucking DPS. I can barely walk. How encumbered am I? Oh my god, it's 140. My weight is 141. My carry is 67. That is fucking depressing, y'all. Alright, it's 12:42. Fuck it. We're going to 1. We're doing 3 hours. So at the 1 mark, I really gotta go like crash on the couch or something because I am beyond tired. Like I've been fucking up a bunch of words the whole stream, and not on purpose, and it's just bad. Invite Kinney. Oh, who is this? Wizard. Fuck yeah. Okay, this is a good. This is a good group. I'm gonna be a little sad to leave this group. We got a good tank. We got a paladin here who, if you're fighting undead, paladins are great tanks because they've got undead spells they can use, and you know they also have like really good armor class and HP and shit, and they can heal themselves in a pinch. They're really good tanks. And then we got a rogue, great melee DPS. Now we got a wizard. Did you really just fucking pull all that? Oh my god. Alright. Looks like we're gonna get denied here. Holy fuck. My man pulled half his own. Jesus fucking Christ. Do we have a healer? Am I the only... Okay, Selim's a healer, right? Okay, good. We have a 20... Okay, we have a 22 cleric. I'm fine. I'll just DPS. And to be honest, I'll buff this guy with strength, and then I'll switch to AoEs. Because we don't have any crowd control, like I mentioned earlier, like an enchanter or something. And AoEs, the problem is they fuck up crowd control because they hit a bunch of mobs at the same time, which snaps them out of any kind of like crowd control stuff. And watch this. I'm about to get my ass kicked. Are you guys ready for this? I am about to get a massive beacon. And the group's gonna get mad at me, but I don't care. Fucking boosh! Making it rain! Oh, nice. Alright. So we got some decent aggro management up in here. I'm gonna finish this fucker off. Good night. And yes, for the love of God, please loot these fucking corpses. Don't leave this bullshit just on the ground. I swear to God, this one group just left 1 million corpses on the ground, and you couldn't target anything. It was infuriating. Oh, she needs wizard runes? See what I can do. I got a bunch. And my golden rule is if someone needs some shit, you just give it to them and that's it. Fuck, I only have one. Alright. Oh, we're gonna make her rain again. Let's do it. Boosh. Can I do it again? No, I have no mana. I just need to sit my ass. I'm gonna sit my ass down because I got no fucking mana no more. That was my fault because I went ape shit with spells. And that's what happens when you go ape shit with spells. You lose all your mana. Oh, fuck me. What happened? Is the cleric asleep? Is he drunk? We have a 22 cleric. The paladin should not be using lay on hands. That's embarrassing. Why is the death? Is this like a pathing bug? I don't remember this. All right, so I said yikes, what happened there, and nobody's responding, so I'm gonna just take that as TLDR. Cleric fell asleep and doesn't want to admit cleric fell asleep. I think that's all this fucking is. Yeah. Pretty sure. Safe bet. Is the remake actually worth the money? Mario RPG? It looks like it. It looks really good. But I don't know. Nintendo shit these days is always like insanely expensive. It's probably good for nostalgia bros. Because it's like, yay, I can play my favorite baby game, but as an adult, not feel embarrassed about the graphics. I can be a baby again. Alright, now the XP is flying again. Let's go. Let's go. I will be playing Project Quarm again at some point in the future. I just will not, probably not going to be next week. I really want to dive into the Wrath of the Righteous DLC just because I've heard like insane reviews. And I think it'd be really cool. It's always really fun to be playing like a CRPG with like a group of people. You know, because you can kind of decide what to do as a group. So that aspect of it is pretty freaking neaters, as we say. Yeah. Grabbing some bullshit. Loot this fucking crap. God damn it. This triggers me so fucking hard. Oh, another so, okay. One thing to look out for is if this does look fun to you and you want to play a druid, the problem is you're going to be casting Spirit of Wolf on everybody in your immediate vicinity every second of the fucking day forever. Every single person that sees you will know you're a druid based on your race and your equipment, and they will ask you for Spirit of Wolf all the time. As a druid, you just have to cast Spirit of Wolf on everybody all the time. I don't even ask anymore. I just cast Spirit of Wolf on people just as like, here you go, here's Spirit of Wolf. You probably want Spirit of Wolf, right? There you go. Like, it's compulsive at this point. That's just part of being a druid. Enjoying the teleporting and the being able to do all these different things. I mean, shit, if you gear them right, you could probably tank as a druid. You can do anything with this stupid class. It's goofy and dumb. Oh, another rune. Let's get that to our wizard friend here. We're almost out of room. Toss that her way. Oh. No group in. Oh shit. Main room, eh? Let's get MR then. That's bussin', as the kids say. No caps. Everybody in this group right now is probably like, is this dude 100 years old? Is this an 100-year-old man? You're grouped with 100-year-old man. Why are we grouped with a 100-year-old man? Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Yeah. I am starting. Ow! Don't hit me. Piece of shit. Stop being a dirty hoe. All right, y'all. We're 12:53. Definitely gonna call it at 1. Do this for another 7. Kind of chill, and then yeah, it was a good 3 hours. Again, if you want to play on the server, it's free. If you want to get started, what I'll probably do is I'll probably leave a comment on the video on where to look up. But if you want to, just look up Project Quarm getting started. There's a couple of the higher content creators and a couple pretty popular streamers who you know, are pretty gung-ho about the private server, and they give like really detailed, like comprehensive instructions on like, fuck yeah, gotta mean, anyway, they give pretty comprehensive instructions on how to like get started. But TLDR, just, it gives you all the shit to download, like the client and the game and all that. You can download it. It's really easy. You just copy like a couple files over, and then you're good to go. You just go make an account. It's free. So, you know, if you're on a budget, you don't want to pay a sub fee, you don't want to pay for microtransactions, you just want to have a good retro role-playing game, D&D style sort of experience, look into it. But yeah, next week we're going to be diving into Pathfinder. Week after that, to be decided. Before the new year, I am definitely going to be doing another Project Quarm stream. You know, might have some company. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, hopefully that'll be a little more action packed, and maybe a little longer. Maybe we'll go for 4 hours. But yeah, it's been fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. I didn't know how I'd be able to kind of gel with the restream and, you know, all the other shit. But yeah. If anyone is trying to take the MR right, don't. It is taken already. Yeah, sorry, it's not. Yeah, it's Monkey room. Good night. Dog came to say hello. Guess we're going back. Fuck, I aggroed one. I turn around. Oh my fucking god. Alright, I'm just going around. I'm not going to risk getting fucked up. Sorry, my bad. Didn't know it was possible to wipe it MR. Gotta be a little spicy when they're being kicked. All right, y'all. Well, we're coming up to 1. I want to thank everybody so much for being a part of this. This is the first one I've ever done. First, first solo stream I've done. First restream I've ever hosted. I kind of had to just create all the graphics and shit on the fly. And I really didn't know, like I said, how it would turn out. I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying the setup. So, I think we'll keep going. I need to get better at promoting it. And it might evolve one way or another, but it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to doing more of. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, I will see you guys soon. I'll definitely see you guys soon because, check out Politically Almost, check out Nobody Wants to Work Anymore. I am so sorry that y'all have to see my face so much, but it is what it is, right? Maybe I'll invest in a good mask. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Love y'all, and Snow Himbo out. Everybody have a great night, and if I don't talk to y'all, have a beautiful weekend.